President Trump reacting to the chaos in California after protesters threw rocks and one appearing to fire a gun at federal agents during an ICE raid at a marijuana farm where 8 unaccompanied minors were found. Trump on Truth Social giving Homeland Security officials the green light to, quote, arrest these slime balls, and adding, quote, I'm giving total authorization for ICE to protect itself, just like they protect the public. Let's bring in former senior counsel to the DHS secretary and president of America First Legal, Jean Hamilton. Jean, welcome to the show. So first of all, who are these activists? What do we know about them? Have they at all been arrested? And are they part of a group that maybe perhaps our government is even funding?
Rachel, those are great questions. These activists are undoubtedly being paid by somebody. They're part of a bigger network. If anyone believes that what they're seeing is actually organic, these are born and bred American patriots sitting there just expressing their rights along the streets peacefully, then they're sorely mistaken. These are trained activists. They're agitators. These are what they get paid to do. Who knows exactly which influential networks are working behind them, but they are precisely putting these people out there because any common sense, any just plain American across the country would not be throwing rocks, would not be firing weapons at federal agents for enforcing the law, for enforcing criminal immigration laws, criminal laws involving children who are working at a marijuana farm.
Right. I want to get to that in a second, but we do have the resources and the ability to find out who they are and also who they're working for or who they're getting paid by.
Absolutely. We most certainly do. The federal government does. And I would just stay tuned.
OK, good. I mean, let's talk about the child laborers on that marijuana farm. So here's a picture that was posted by Commissioner Rodney Scott. In that post, he says, these are the juveniles found on the marijuana farm, almost all unaccompanied, ones as young as 14. California, are you ready to partner with us to stop child exploitation? This is wildly concerning. We talked earlier about the fact that these are perhaps indentured servants. Maybe they're working to pay off, having come across the border, paying off the cartels for that. They're obviously not with parents, so no one to protect their rights or look out for them while they're on this farm. God knows what's happening to them. Where are the Democrats in this? What is going on? How can this not be the #1 reaction out of Democrat lawmakers like Karen Bass? I hear that all they're talking about is Donald Trump. They're not talking about the fact that there's child labor on farms in California.
Absolutely, because if they did, Rachel, I think it would be devastating for them. There are about 500,000 of these unaccompanied kids who came into the country under Joe Biden's leadership, under the open borders policies that they had employed at the time. Each of these UAC are supposed to have a quote unquote sponsor who's agreed to take care of them and to provide care and custody for them. But as we see here, just one example, we have 8 who are working at a marijuana farm. Well, where are their sponsors? Who checked in with those sponsors? Did anyone actually do a background check on those sponsors? And I can guarantee the answer to each of those questions is probably no. No one did a check. No one knows who these sponsors are. No one knows where they are. And this is just 8 kids out of 500,000 that Joe Biden let into the country. So if this was any other circumstance, the Democrats would be all over it. But because it happened under Joe Biden and his disastrous policies that they didn't speak out against at the time, they're not going to touch this.
Yeah, the children are expendable for Democrats when their policy collides with it. So they don't really care about those kids. What they care is about illegal immigration and obviously cheap labor, the cheapest of labor. Jean, it's really great to have you on. Jean Hamilton from America First Policy. We appreciate you joining us and glad to hear that you are very confident that we're going to find out who these so-called activists are and who is funding them. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.